Hey, I really need to talk to you, so don't even think about ignoring me right now. What's your game plan here, Sabrina? When are you finally going to get it through that thick head of yours that you need to break up with my brother? You're making me so impatient. If you don't let him down gently, then I won't even think about forgiving you for that, all right?
Oh, come on, Tanya. Are you kidding me with this? You're gonna regret talking to me like that. You think you can just boss me around? I've got no intention of breaking up with Elliot, okay? It's a good thing you finally found love like your brother has. It's about time that you found a good person to spend the rest of your life with. Perhaps that might make you settle down and do something else rather than bothering me.
Don't try and change the subject here, Sabrina. This isn't what we were talking about. I can't believe my brother would even think about dating a woman like you. Do you really think I'm going to forgive him and you for doing this? You are so annoying and just so boring to be around. I don't know how you convinced my brother to date you.
Well, I don't have any way of explaining any of this to you, Tanya. Elliot and I just have a very loving and communicative relationship. We work well together. It's been a while since we've been together, and well, since we've gotten to know each other really well, we got engaged. All I want is your blessing for this marriage because I'm sure Elliot wants it, and it would mean a lot to both of us if you would do that. What do you think?
Oh my God, what did you just say? Do you have any idea what I'm trying to say to you right now? Why on earth are you saying that you and my brother are a good match? My brother is a very handsome, elite office worker who is a way better person than you'll ever be. So because of that, so many weird women have approached him. All they wanted was to date him, but they were so ugly and strange. Then he meets you, and you're no different from the rest of those women.
Okay. Look, I understand that Elliot is very popular because of his good looks and everything. He's a hard worker, too. But what you just said made me so incredibly disgusted. Who says things like that to other people? You can't just talk like that in front of me. If you're wanting to find out so badly why your own brother wants to marry me, why don't you just go and ask him? Talk to him if you don't understand the decisions he makes.
Did my own brother tell you to say that? Fine, I'll talk to him. He probably only likes you for that ugly face of yours. Nothing else matters, that's what I'm guessing. Oh well, nothing can be done about anything on the inside anyways. Your personality is super ugly, I bet. Your little scheme isn't going to work with me. I know what you're trying to do here, Sabrina. You're just trying to get money from my brother, aren't you?
Did you just say to me that he likes my face? Oh, wow, that actually makes me so happy to hear that. I'm glad he likes my looks too. Wow, but I didn't realize you thought all of those nasty things about me when you haven't made much of an effort to get to know me at all. Look, I'm certainly not perfect, but I try to be a good person. I always try and make Elliot happy so that we can enjoy doing things together.
Well, if you want to wish any happiness on my brother, you should know what to do by now, Sabrina. You should stand aside now. You shouldn't be with my brother. I feel so sorry for my brother who's marrying such a terrible woman. I feel so much pity for him. He can do so much better than you. Don't you see that?
I really don't understand you, Tanya. Why do you hate me so much? What have I ever done to make you treat me this way? I just don't get it at all. Is this all because you don't want your brother being taken away from you? Is that it? That wouldn't happen since I'm the new addition to the family. If that's the case, I'm telling you now, the relationship between you and your brother won't change. Ever. There's nothing to worry about, okay?
But my older brother's eventually going to marry you, start a family, and have children. It's absolutely not fair, and he's going to grow distant from me. I'm not going to let that happen. No way. If you get pregnant with his baby, there is no way that I'm going to let you give birth to it. Stay away from him.
How could you say such things to me? You really need to calm down. Are you being serious? Do you no longer want me to see Elliot? You need to stop being around me. I believe that Ellie and I will try to have a couple of kids someday. If you're going to be hanging around, I could end up in a dangerous situation. After you said those awful things to me, I think I need to keep you away from me. Is it even possible for us to meet without creating drama for me?
Sabrina, you need to get out of my brother's life right now. If you marry my brother, that means I become your sister-in-law. Even if you don't like it, you'll still have to put up with me being around. It's almost like we'll also be dating since you'll be with my brother almost all the time. If you don't like it, go and find another man to marry.
This is definitely going to cause some trouble for me. But you're literally the only person who doesn't want me to be with Elliot and marry him. Maybe I just can't do this to Elliot if you're going to do something to me like that later on in the future.
You're such a mess of a person. I don't know how my brother can stand you. Even though you're popular with men, I know most women hate you. Am I right? Seems like you got no friends on your side at all. You're all by yourself. Boo Ooh, you're a terrible person, and my brother deserves better.
I don't see how my friends have got anything to do with what we're talking about. Why are you being like this towards me, Tania? Please stop it.
This is why something bad should happen to you, like getting pushed down the stairs and you have bruises all over your body. I bet you were just trying to buy yourself some time so that you could get your hands on my brother's money, right? It's impossible for someone like you to be welcomed into this family with open arms. You're just a loser looking to score some dollars off my brother, aren't you?
What on earth are you talking about, Tania? Stop jumping from one thing to the next. It's so confusing. You're such a bully and shouldn't be treating me like this. It's horrible. Why must we have a conversation like this over messages? Can't you just come and tell me the problems you have with me in person?
Hey, I'm just repeating what I heard from my mother. She never shuts up or keeps her judgments to herself. Rumors spread quickly around this house, you know.
What? Are you kidding me? Did my future mother-in-law really say that about me? I don't believe you. She's a really lovely lady and wouldn't talk down about anyone.
Does it really matter what she said? Why do you care so much about her opinion? Oh, by the way, if you become my sister-in-law, I get a nice monthly allowance from you. When you become a part of this family, it's only natural for the older sister to support the younger, right? I was just looking at what I could spend the money on. So I think it would be best if you could give me about $2,000 a month to spend on clothes, trips to the spa, etc. Is that all right with you?
What the heck? There's no way that I would possibly do that for you. I've never heard of having to do this when I marry into a new family. This is the first time I've been asked such an outrageous thing from a family member. You can just make me give you money? This is absolutely crazy. You know that, right?
Well, I don't know what else to tell you, Sabrina. It's a big part of our family's rule. You do know that every family has rules that are supposed to be obeyed, right?
I've never heard of a rule like that before. Surely you're making this up since you're already bullying me. Did my mother-in-law approve of this?
This is a problem between you and me, my dear future sister-in-law. My mother has no reason to get involved in our problems. No one else should be interfering.
Is that so, Tania? Do you really think you could just make up your own rules and try to take all of my hard-earned money out of my pocket?
Don't you think that's a good thing? If you don't like this arrangement, you know what to do. You need to break up with my brother immediately. Cancel the wedding immediately.
Wow, you really think you can just say whatever you want to me, Tania? This isn't how things work. You can't just blackmail me like this. Just stop this right now.
Hey, Sabrina. How's it going? I was just wanting to speak with you for a little bit. It's not long to go until your wedding ceremony. That's so exciting. How are the wedding preparations going? I bet your heart is rushing miles and miles an hour because of it. How are you doing mentally? Is everything running smoothly, or have there been a few hiccups? They can happen, but hopefully they aren't bothering you too much.
Oh, hey, Nikita. Everything's going all right. Thank you for your concern. I really appreciate it that you reached out to me. I'm sorry, I've been a little bit out of touch lately. I've been on a diet and I'm cutting back on drinking as well, so I apologize if I seem different.
No, don't worry about it. I'm sure you've got plenty of things on your mind, so I understand what you mean. I'm looking forward to your wedding day. I wanted to know where I can place my gift for you when we go to the reception. I just wanted to know beforehand so I don't get lost.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll let you know right away when I get all that information. Sorry for taking my time, but thank you in advance for the gift.
Absolutely. I mean, the gift is for you because you've been doing so much lately and you deserve it. By the way, how are things going with Elliot's little sister? What's her name? Tania or something? It seems that you've been dealing a lot when it comes to her.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing. That's still more or less an ongoing issue. I guess everything is still the same since I last talked to you about it, right? But since the wedding is literally just around the corner, things are getting worse when it comes to Tania.
Oh no, you're kidding. What's going on? Are you doing okay with all of that? I hope there's nothing dangerous going on, is there?
Well, here's the thing with that. The other day when I was going down the stairs near my house, I was pushed from behind and I fell a bit. I'm covered in bruises. I didn't see the culprit as they did this from behind and they took off, but I might have a feeling it was Tania who did this to me.
Are you seriously kidding me? Who would commit such a childish act on someone like you? I don't understand. Do you think it's a possibility that Tania actually did this to you? Okay, wait a minute. Are you telling me that you think she's the one who shoved you down the stairs? I wonder what would have happened if you'd pointed the finger at her for doing it.
Right? I really don't know what to do about this situation, but if I had broken a bone or something, I wouldn't be able to go to my own wedding. I didn't expect something like this to happen because it's a really life-threatening thing to experience, but, the more I think about what happened, it's becoming more and more likely in my head that it was her that pushed me so that I couldn't go to the wedding and things would be ruined.
Did she say anything to you about this? Have you told anyone that you think it's her that pushed you? Oh my God, this is unbelievable what she's doing.
No, she didn't talk to me or anything. She hasn't confronted me. Actually, I have told anyone close to me about what happened. It's just been a secret between me and Elliot. I just don't want things to get more out of hand than they already are, Nikita. But for some reason, she mentioned a little bit of the accident in a message. She somehow knew about me falling down some stairs. Apparently, she said that she found out from her mother about what happened to me. The whole thing is getting really strange.
Wow, that is so dark and deceiving, Sabrina. I don't like the situation you're in one bit. What on earth is that crazy woman up to? You should really go to the police about this and file a report. Turn her in. She tried to hurt you really badly and obviously is showing no signs of remorse.
The only problem with that, Nikita, is that I've got no evidence that she's the one who done this to me. I can't just go and accuse her of this. We can't just put all the blame on her for this, but I'm getting a little worried now about what she might do next if I don't do what she says.
Well, isn't that proof enough that she's saying all these horrible things to you? Okay, you need to make sure that your partner's mom knows about this as well. You need to continue to reach out to people so you can tell your side of the story and make sure you have people in your corner.
Yes, that's very true. You're definitely right on that one, Nikita. I did get injured and bruised up, and I'm preparing for a wedding. It's just making me feel so exhausted. I'm starting to feel a little tired, and I just need to lie down so I can get all of this straight in my mind.
I see what you mean. Of course, please go and take care of yourself, okay? We can't let Tania just do what she wants. That's not how the world works. Actually, I've got the most brilliant idea, Sabrina. You go and put your feet up and leave it all to me. I've got this worked out.
Huh? Nikita, what's that supposed to mean? What are you talking about? I'm really tired. I guess you can just tell me later. Talk to you soon.
Wow, it's such a beautiful day today. Tomorrow's going to be a perfect day for a wedding. But it's such a shame because the wedding will fall to pieces.
Tania, why on earth are you messaging me right now? Would you quit messing around? What's that supposed to mean, huh?
Aw, well, your wedding dress was covered in raw eggs, you see. I guess you can't walk down the aisle with that white and elegant dress anymore. You won't be able to get married to my brother anymore now that your dress is completely ruined. Such a shame no one will be able to see it.
What did you just say? Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? That's disgusting. Why on earth have you done this to me?
Oh, come on. Don't be like that, Sabrina. It's funny. Well, I'm laughing about it. Are you really that surprised that this happened to you? This is because you didn't do what I said and you didn't cancel your wedding like you were supposed to. So I got you back for it. This is what happens when you mess with me and my brother. I told you to stay away from him. You deserved this.
What am I going to do now? This is horrible. How am I going to tell my mother-in-law about her dress being ruined?
Huh? What on earth are you talking about, you stupid woman? The dress I ruined was your wedding dress that you were supposed to wear today.
Don't you know that the wedding dress that I planned to wear today was something that was lent to me by your mom? Are you stupid, Tania? What is to become of me now that this dress is covered in raw eggs? We got it adjusted so it would be nice and snug on me. It was specially prepared for me. It was a dress that I've cherished for a while, and it was so important to me that I wear it well on the day that I got married to Elliot.
Hey, just wait a minute, all right? Are you being serious right now with what you're saying? Why do you even have something like that in your possession? Because she was going to be my son's wife and we're about the same height, so she wanted me to borrow it. Of course, she asked first, and I gave it to her. Elliot also heard that she might be wearing the wedding dress I had worn on the day that he got married to Sabrina. Don't you see how much I was looking forward to it? This must be some kind of prank you're pulling on me, right? Like, of course, from how I've been, you're messing with me, right? Shouldn't I be the one using that dress if my mom gave it to you to wear? That's not fair at all. It makes no sense. Because you have no need for that dress at all. You're not the one getting married. But I was planning to let you use it once you lost a bit of weight. All you are is an unemployed bum who spends all of her time at home eating and sleeping. You do nothing for us or for society. Why are you thinking about such nonsense for? It's because you have so much free time that you thought it would be fun to be cruel to people? Hang on a minute. You can't just talk to me like this. You know that, right? The only person who speaks like this to me is... No way, this can't be. Mom, is that you? You're such a stupid little girl. This was supposed to be the start of a bright and happy day for Elliot and his wife. If you ruin everything, I am not going to show you any mercy, Tania. I want you to come over here and apologize, but we don't have time. You're going to go outside of the wedding venue and wait. Don't even think of coming back inside. But wait a minute, Mom, please, you can't do this, okay? I'm sorry. Look, I had no idea that was once your wedding dress. It's not my fault that I didn't know that. You didn't say anything to me about it, so how was I supposed to stop myself from doing what I did?
Tania, this is Sabrina. I just took my phone back. Your mom is really angry at you right now, so she'll talk to you later. As of right now, I'm going to rent a dress and rush there so that I can get to the ceremony. If you've got an excuse for your actions, I don't want to hear about it until later.
Sabrina, please talk to me. Look, I'm really, really sorry for what happened today. Would you please just pick up the phone and talk to me? Please just answer your phone. Stop ignoring me. I'm trying to apologize to you, so you need to hear me out.
Look, I don't want to hear your voice going on and on about how sorry you are. I'm done. Just tell me what you want and then I'll cut ties with you.
Are you serious? Okay, I'll tell you what I want from this. Are you going to divorce my brother? Are you going to leave him alone so he can be with his real family?
Have you gotten mad or something? Did you hit your head against the wall too hard? Elliot and I have had a really great wedding ceremony today. From now on, we'll stick together through thick and thin and have a happy married life together. You're the one who's going to be cut off from your brother, not me.
Are you kidding me right now? What do you mean? Is he actually going to cut me out of his life? He can't just make that kind of decision. I'm his family, right?
You know, Tania, this is actually something that the whole family agrees on. There's no one on your side in this. Everyone thinks you're crazy.
This is impossible. How can my own family do this to me? How can I not see my brother? This is impossible. He's my flesh and blood. I need him in my life.
Well, your wishes will not be respected considering how much you tried to sabotage my wedding day, Tania. You should be ashamed of your actions right now. But I did see what you did and made a good effort in trying to get rid of me, but of course I knew it wouldn't work.
What is my brother saying about all of this? Surely he's not agreeing to this, is he? You're a disgusting human being who doesn't deserve my brother.
I'm saying what Elliot wants, right? How dare you talk down to me? I'm not putting up with any of your crap anymore, Tania. You're the one who's got some weird, creepy crush on your brother, and we all agree that it's sick and you need to be kept more at arm's length from him. My problem was that I needed to get him back and away from you for my safety and especially his safety. You've got a sick mind, Tania.
That's all a lie. How dare you even bring something like that up? You're the one who's sick in the head. I need to see my brother. He's one of the only people who keeps me going.
It's a real shame that it's come to this because he said that this incident's made him feel really bad about himself and he wished he'd stopped it from happening. I even told you that if it were to have children in the future, you get jealous and want to get his attention so our lives would be in danger. It's scary, Tania, and I don't want to live like that at all, and neither does Elliot. He said he wants to cut all ties with you, so just give up now, all right?
But that can't be. This is impossible. He can't just do this to his own sister. He can't abandon me like this. I thought that he would believe what I said about you.
Why would you do such a cowardly thing to me, Tania? It would have been better to have been honest with him and talked about it, then you'd still have a brother by your side. You'd still have a good relationship, but no, you wanted to go and ruin everything that he had in his life. That's not what a sister should do. If only you had changed your attitude about it, none of this would have happened, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. How many times did I tell you to stop, Tania? You didn't even listen to me, and you still kept going on with your plans you had in place.
But didn't I just apologize to you before about what I did today? I said I was sorry about that. I didn't even think that that dress was my mom's dress. If I had known, I wouldn't have dropped a whole carton of raw eggs on it. It was just a stupid thing I did. I'm really sorry about that.
It's not really the problem here, Tania. No matter whose dress it was, what you did was crazy and so horrible. Even the family can't understand what you did. So it seems that not only does your brother want nothing to do with you anymore, but neither does the rest of your family members.
What? Are you kidding me? That's just too much. They can't do this to me. But that house I'm in is my parents' house.
Well, it looks like they're about to kick you out of there. This is the result of having spoiled you too much.
But this isn't fair. They can't just kick their child out of their house. Where on earth am I supposed to live? There's no place for me to go, okay?
Well, you could just live on the street, right? If you don't like that, find a job and get a house to rent. Everyone who moves out does that at some point.
I can't do that. My family should be supporting me. I'm their real daughter, for goodness sake. I've done nothing to deserve this.
That's not entirely true. I know that you were the one that knocked me down the stairs and caused me to bruise a lot. It was you, wasn't it, Tanya?
What on earth are you talking about? Why would you say such things to me? I did no such thing. But you don't have any evidence to prove that I did.
Well, as a matter of fact, I do have the evidence. Thanks to my dear friend Nikita, she went out of her way to help me with this one. She was able to check the security cameras from the building surrounding the stairs I was pushed down.
Huh, but that's not possible. Why on earth are you making this up?
I'm not making anything up, Tanya. You've just been caught red-handed and trying to cause serious injury to me. I've gone to the police about this. The cops even went to nearby shops to investigate the situation. It was time-consuming, but I was finally able to prove it was you and turn you in.
Whoa, now just hang on a minute, Sabrina. Stop lying. You know that this was all a huge mistake. I would never do anything bad like that.
You can't get out of this one, Tanya. You know you should really get yourself checked out at the hospital. We feel like it would benefit you a lot. What do you think would have happened if I broke my neck, Tanya? I could have been close to death. There's no way you're getting away with this.
But it was an accident. Please, don't turn me into the police. I can't have a record against my name. It would ruin me. Please don't do this to me.
Your family have already seen the proof, Tanya. It's over. Give yourself up. Just leave me and Elliot alone so that we can have a happy life together. You're going to have no choice but to watch us all from behind bars. Have fun in jail, Tanya. I hope you get some rehabilitation. After that, it seemed like Tanya wanted to get revenge on Sabrina for what she had said to her. She was apprehended by her brother and handed over to the police, and then she just disappeared. It seems like she was arrested and put behind bars. She was forced to think about what she had done. On the other hand, Sabrina and Elliot decided to move to a different place just in case Tanya tried to come back and do something again. They've been blessed with a child now and are living a happy life. After Tanya returned to the outside world, she was criticized by her family. She was forced to get a part-time job and find another place to live. It seems that she's fallen into a hell she might not come out of, but of course it's only natural to wish a bad person misfortune, right? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
You really are a brazen woman for coming into this household when all of the family is ignoring you. A high school dropout lowlife like you can go ahead and eat in the doghouse tonight. So this means there'll be no food made for me tonight? There's no way there could be any food made for you in this household. Why would we ever want to serve food to a high school dropout lowlife like you? There's still a bag of dog food over there left over, so you can have that to eat. No, I'll make something for myself, so don't worry. Huh? You'll make something? I'm telling you right now that you're not allowed to use this house's kitchen, all right? That's completely fine. I have some camping equipment that I can use. I was thinking about going to the park nearby and making up some curry for dinner. I see. Then go right ahead and do so. Just make sure that whatever rancid curry you're capable of making doesn't have its smell latch onto you when you come home. I think it's really difficult to make something like curry smell rancid. But don't worry. I don't think any of the smell will come close to the house, even if I have a bit of the smell on my clothing. Well, considering we could kick you out of this house whenever we'd like, you should really get started on learning how to live out in the elements. Yes, that's correct. Well, you seem to be very understanding of me today. Then let me ask you this. Could you please leave this house for good starting tomorrow? What? You seem to be really into that camping thing now, right? I like to think it suits you very much, and you could do a lot better living outside than in this house. So I was thinking I could help you along by forcing you to stay out. Ugh. So you're just going to kick me out of the house for good outright now? I still can't believe how long you've made it squatting in our house when the whole family's been ignoring you the whole time. I'll have you leave this house for good, though, tomorrow, so please be ready for that. My husband's been telling me that those with a low-level education shouldn't even have a right to talk to us. So when you're out of this house, we will all finally have the ability to talk freely again. And not one person will feel sorry for you. So you won't even regret kicking me out? Why the heck would we regret getting a shameless squatter out of our house? All right then, I'll be leaving your house for good tomorrow. Just remember that no matter what you say to me, I'm not going to be coming back there. Of course I'll remember that gladly. If you actually came back, I'd have to take more extreme measures and literally kick you out.
Hey, Ren! What the hell is going on here? I heard that you left the house for good. Why would you do something like that?
You're asking me why I left that house for good now? Do I really have to explain to you, of all people, the reason as to why I had to leave?
Wait, I get that you and my parents haven't really been getting along with one another too well recently, but...
Your parents? It's not only your parents, Grant. Things haven't been going well between me and all of you, right? I mean, not only has it been your parents ignoring me this whole time, but you as well.
But when it's just been you and I've done everything to make you comfortable, right?
Yet when your family, especially your parents, are around, you join in with them treating me like garbage, and I've had enough of that crap from you all. How the hell do you call yourself a husband when you can't even protect your wife? Idiot, I have no use for you anymore, Grant.
Hold on a sec. I have a position in this family that I have to uphold. There was no other choice for me all those times.
That's right. There wasn't any other choice for you. So go ahead and continue to stay in that position, protecting it over me. I'm leaving the house now, and your family.
Hold on, please. If you go and leave this house for good, how are we going to be able to pay the rent here? You and I have been paying half and half this whole time, right?
Half and half? I've been paying close to 80% of the rent there, while you just fork over a measly 20%. Due to the fact that you work a worthless job still, you still don't make enough to pay for half of the rent.
What? Are you trying to make fun of me now? I'm the one that actually graduated from one of the most prestigious universities in the United States.
Yet you're now making even less than someone who didn't even graduate from high school. Both you and the rest of your family, you all just love to brag about your education and crap, but look at you all. What the hell happened? Two of you are unemployed, and the other is just a paper pusher making half of what a full-time store clerk could be making.
What did you say?
No matter what I've said, the only retorts your parents have are about one's education, when them and yourself are all useless. I don't enjoy being made fun of for my education when I'm the one who's making the big bucks here.
You? Who are you calling useless?
I'm calling you and the rest of your family useless. You all just love making fun of someone for being a high school dropout, but don't want to acknowledge the fact that the high school dropout is the one making all of the money and supporting every single one of you. It's pathetic.
Now you're saying too much there. Take all that back right now.
Who the hell would take back the truth? I've had to put up with all of you ignoring me and my needs for months now. Sure, I know that I'm partially responsible for having to carry on for months like that because I shouldn't have put up with that from the start, but without me in the house, your parents will not be able to carry on, now will they? Originally, I didn't want to leave your house knowing that fact to be true, but after how much constant crap I've been forced to chew on, I am out of here.
Hey, come on now, please, rethink what you're doing here.
How about you stop begging for me to sit around and go tell both of your parents the damn truth? Tell them that their beloved son is so useless that he has to survive on his wife's income or else he'll end up homeless, just like the both of them will.
How much more are you gonna make fun of me before you're happy?
I don't think I'll ever be happy now with how much I can make fun of someone like you. So I'm going to keep it up forever. I need to watch as you and your family go down from here on out, from the sidelines, of course. I'll really enjoy your guys' screams for having me come back here really soon. Now, I'm heading out towards my own life, and I'll never be coming back here again. As for our divorce, I'll be working with a lawyer here soon to get that all taken care of.
Hold on for just 1 second, please.
Ren, you're allowed to come back to the house now. What's that? I'm saying my husband and I are okay with you coming back and living in our home again. Oh, this is wonderful news for you, right? So why don't you come on back now and live with us? What are you talking about right now, Ruth? I was going to assume that after a month without me, you'd be wanting to apologize for everything you'd done to me before. But you're not. Apologize? And what was it again that we did to you that would require an apology? I assumed that you had finally learned your lesson and would want to come back home now. That's why I'm allowing your return. Damn, how large does one's pride have to be for them to talk with such arrogance? Then allow me to take the lead of this conversation from you. Ruth, have you guys been able to pay the rent on that house this month? And that's the reason right there for why you want me to come back and live with you all now, right? If you'd like for someone to want to go back to their abuser's house, how about starting with an "I'm sorry" or something like that? By doing that, you'll have a far better chance of getting the victim to want to move back in with you. What the hell? Acting all tough now, are we? That's because I'm both tough and powerful. I'd been the one paying off most of the rent on that place every month for the three of you. And it was all because of me that you, your husband, and your son were able to live there without having to give a damn, right? Well, I never frickin' knew about that at the time. Grant went and lied to the both of his parents about it. I'm sure that's the case. He has an especially large pride that he's not mature enough to let down a little. But who might he have gotten that kind of behavior from, Had my husband and I known that you were paying the rent for us, we would have told you to stop and started paying ourselves. And I'm sure you would have. You both would never want to accept the fact that a high school dropout who you'd been picking on the whole time was paying for the place you both resided in. And that's why the two of us went and kicked Grant out of the house. What? Which means we're completely fine with you coming back and living here. I know now that all Grant was doing was putting on a mask in front of his father and I to make himself look good. But when he'd go around you, he'd try to play the same game, right? Oh, that kind of a helpless man who tries to appease both sides is someone who we do not want in this house. Wow. All of that spoiling you did for Grant, and now you've gone and kicked him out, just like that. I guess when you both realized that he was completely useless, you had no other option but to kick him out. Anyhow, you come back and live here, please. Neither of us will ignore you anymore, so don't worry about that. I'll even let you use the kitchen from now on. After all you've had to realize this past month, you're still talking down to me like you have the upper hand? I did say something about this a while back, didn't I? No matter what happened with you all, I would not be going back to that house. I get that, but Grant is no longer living here, so you should be fine now, right? Sure, I really do hate his guts a lot, but when it comes to you and your husband, I hate you guys so much that the steam coming out of my ears from anger could melt steel. Not only do I not want to live with you all ever again, but I don't even want to see you guys anymore. Sorry, not sorry. What the hell are you saying? You really are the most childish person I've ever met. Yet the woman who had been ignoring one of her family members who had been living with her for close to a year isn't childish? Is it all right if I say that I'm tired of talking to you now? You hold it right there, Ren!
Hey, Ren. Do you think you could help me out just a bit? I was kicked out of my parents' house. Right now, I have nowhere left to go.
I don't give a damn. What is going on with all of you? It's only been a month, yet now that everything has gone to hell for you three, you all are going to beg for my help? How dare you?
I really do feel bad for all of the things that happened to you, Ren. I was in between a rock and a hard place back then, all right? You understand what I mean, right? I really respect both of my parents, but I also really love you. And, well, back then there was no way for me to make a move because the both of those things was too strong for me.
I've heard that excuse from you now 101 times. And for every one of those times, I have not found any way to comprehend what you mean.
Don't be so childish, Ren. How about you think about someone else for once, like me, who had been in such a tough position at the time?
Childish? You sound just like someone else I really frickin' hate. Your parents were just saying that exact same thing to me for the exact same reasons.
She was saying that? I guess my mom is thinking the same thing as me right now, but I was disowned by the both of them and kicked out of their house. I'm never going to be meeting with either one of them ever again.
Now, how did you know that it was your mom who said that?
What?
Why did you just say your mom and not your dad then?
What? Wait, about that, Look, calling someone childish sounds like something only my mom would ever really say to someone else.
Could this mean that whole thing about you getting disowned and kicked out of their house was a lie? You're just using that as a way to try and get me to sympathize, to empathize with you, so that you can get more money out of me.
If
you're not going to say anything, then I'm not going to bother with you guys anymore. Really, if you guys were struggling that badly, I would have liked it if you just said that outright like grown adults would.
You have it all wrong. I was forced to do this by my mom. I'm not working together with her and my dad as an accomplice or anything. I was ordered by my mom to go out and get money from you, and if I couldn't, she'd cut ties to me along with my dad.
So like always, you're just doing as your parents say. How pathetic and miserable of a man you are.
Shut up! I have no other choice but to do this, all right? Hey, come on now. All we need for right now is this month's rent from you, so please give it to us. Right now I'm working a part-time job during weeknights and on the weekend to make some extra cash. I'm sure that by next month I'll be pulling in enough to be able to pay the rent myself without any help, but I don't get paid until next month, all right? Can you at least give me some money for this month so that I don't have to lose my parents?
Why are you trying so hard right now? If both of your parents are just sucking you dry of all your money and are forcing you to now have to work that much, why not just leave them to rot and go find your own place?
Because I'm their only child. That means that I have to be the one to take care of those two. This is the duty of a son. I have to be there to protect them at all costs.
Scary. So what you're telling me is, as a husband, it was not your duty to protect your wife at all costs?
I was doing my best to take care of you, all right? But the reason why my parents hated you so much was partially due to the fact that you had an attitude they did not like.
Huh?
You were always being sassy with them anytime they'd talk to you, right? You would also use very rash phrasing and never acted like you respected either one of them. I think that's the reason why those two had to make fun of you for being a high school dropout then. I think you should be aware that you are partially to blame for all that happened then.
The fact that you're sitting there begging me for my hard-earned money, yet still want to take a chance to preach? I knew you and your parents were one and the same thing. You all can't get enough when it comes to making me look and feel like trash.
What? No, wait, that's not what I meant. I just like to say things the way they are.
Forget it. I don't really care anymore. All I care about is summing what I learned from you today up. You want me to financially support you and your parents, right? In other words, that means you are in such a bad position that you only have me to rely on, although you're not treating me like I'm your last hope. I'll have to say no to your request for now then, since it seems you're not taking things seriously enough yet.
No, wait, hold on a second, Ren. I'm sorry about that. I did a really bad job asking you for help just then.
Don't worry about the way you asked, because no matter how you would have asked me, I don't feel like giving any more of my money away to 3 arrogant slugs. How about you do what most people do and borrow some money?
Please, Ren, don't leave me like this. If you don't do anything for me here, then both of my parents are going to abandon me.
I think being abandoned by those two is the best outcome. You'll finally be free of those two and be able to do whatever you want with your time and money. Doesn't that sound great to you? Ruth, if you ever come around me like that again, I'm going to call the police. All right? Huh? What are you talking about? Stop playing dumb with me for 2 seconds. I saw you out there wandering around my house like you were looking for a way inside of it. I'm not sure how you came across my new address or anything like that, but if you don't get the hell out of here, I'm calling the police. I'm just out taking a walk is all, okay? I never knew that this part of town was so close to where you live now. And if you call the police on me, that's what I'll have to tell them. Ugh, is that what you think? Will you go ahead and do whatever and say whatever you want? Jesus, you really won't ever stop being such a tight ass, huh? Well, now that I know your house is around here, I have something I'd like to come and say to you. But before I come over, I'll give you a little rundown first. I happen to have this friend, all right? And he is a very muscular and scary-looking man who had even mastered 5 kinds of martial arts. And, well, I'd like to come over and visit you with him at my side. I have never been threatened like this before. What? Oh, you think that I'm threatening you? Explain how that was me threatening you. I'm not sure what about that made you think it was a threat, but if you don't mind, how about coming out from inside your house so we can talk? I came all the way out here to learn that it's where you're living, so how about you come out to say hi and chat for a bit? No, thank you. Go back to your house or anywhere else right now. And as for that man you just told me about, I don't care to meet him much either. Oh? Oh, but it seems we're on our way over to your place right now. He seems to be really interested in you, actually, and has gotten a head start. Is that right? But I still have no plans of going out there to meet either one of you. I'm telling you, it's best that you both go home right now. That's not going to happen now. We're on our way right now, so it's too late for you. And it's far too late for you to regret everything now. So that's how things are going to be. All right, then.
Mom? What the actual hell do you think you're doing? Who the hell was that man just then? Why was he going after Ren?
What? Grant, what are you going on about right now?
I'm not joking around right now, Mom, so please get real here. I want to know who that man was that you sent to Ren's house. Right as I got inside the house, he came and broke off the lock to the door. He then came in and started looking for Ren before I went and told him to stop. And then one of the security guards from the gated community came and took him down as they both threw punches at one another.
So in the end, he was taken away by security? Wait. Grant, why are you at Ren's house right now?
I came here to talk with her about the divorce and everything it entails. I brought over some other paperwork for her and was just dropping it off inside. And when that man broke into the house from behind me, it was all bad timing. Especially since that was when a security patrol was coming down the street and saw it happen.
Then, if he was taken away by security, does that mean the police?
I'm sure they're handing him over right now. Luckily, all the houses in this community have cameras all over them for that extra security. So he's going to have to face charges for breaking and entering, as well as for assaulting one of the security guards.
Oh, all you ever do is the most needless things when I have a plan. Having to keep such a useless son like you around has caused me enough harm. Don't you come back to the house ever again. I am cutting ties to you forever now.
Understood, Mom.
What? You're not going to beg for me to forgive you or anything like that.
There's just one thing I'd like to ask you before I go, and that's if you're really going to be okay, Mom.
What?
If you're willing to kick me out of your house now, then who will be the one to take care of both you and Dad? Will the both of you even be able to come close to paying for rent every month there?
Wait, that's,
Honestly, though, I've been wanting to get away from the both of you for a while now. I've finally seen just what horrible people you both really were to Ren, and that I enabled all of it to happen. I want to change my ways now after that, and in order to do such a thing, the first thing I have to do is change the environment in which I live.
Huh? Grant, are you actually planning on leaving our house?
You just told me that you were cutting ties to me, right? What did you think something like that actually meant for me? That means that I have to leave your house now, whether I want to or not, and that you should be happy about it, right?
Wait, I get that I said I wanted to cut ties to you, but I never actually wanted you to take that literally just then.
Wow. Anywho, I'm gonna be leaving your house now. I'll start living on my own again and focus a lot more on working and saving up money. And when I have enough saved up, I'll give it all to Ren as a form of a settlement for what had happened to her.
You hold it right there, Grant. Are you just going to abandon your father and I and leave for good?
You have been the one threatening to cut ties to me for years now, so why should this come as much of a shock to you? You should be crying tears of joy over the fact that I'm finally agreeing with it. This is my way of being a great son to you.
Excuse me, Ren, you do something about Grant right now that will set him straight. He just told me that he's going to cut ties to his father and I and then leave this house forever. But hasn't it been you who's threatened to cut ties this whole entire time? I get that, but I was never once being serious about it. You go and explain that to him right now. And why would I want to help any of you, dumbass? What? You've become so obnoxious recently that I'm no longer going to talk kindly to you. By the way, just a second ago, you had a man break into my home through the front door and come looking for me, right? Sure, Grant was here to tell him off as the security guards came in to get him. But had Grant not been here, that man would have come up those stairs to my room and most likely screwed me up badly. Wait, no, I told that man to just get up in your face as a threat. I never wanted him to do any physical harm. Had he done that, I would have taken back all the money that I paid him. And him hitting Grant was not something I asked him to do. Grant should have never been there in the first place, right? And the same goes with the security guard. That does not matter to me now. Just know that I won't be helping someone who tried to threaten me again. How badly has your head been damaged for you to have such a stupid thought process as that about this? You can boast all you want about your education, but those born with such a low IQ will keep that low IQ forever. What? Ren, what did you just say to me? Shut your damn mouth for once. Just shut up and apologize for what you did already. If you want my help, then start with an apology. Then I might actually put some thought into how to help you. Really? Yes. I would never ever lie to you, right? Ren, I'm so sorry for what I've done. All of those times that I acted way out of line and treated you like crap. And today, sending a man like that into your house to try and threaten you. I'm so sorry for all of that. I'm sorry. All right, understood. Goodbye forever now. What? Wait, but our promise. I just went through all that trouble to apologize to you. I know that. I told you that I'd think about helping you if you went and apologized to me. But I never said I'd outright help you. And after putting a second of thought into it, I've decided that I won't be helping you after all. Huh? What the hell, Ren? That was dirty of you. But I never once lied to you, right? What the actual frick? Hey, please. If I'm abandoned by you two now, then I'm going to lose my house and my husband for good. I don't have Grant anymore to ask for help. Hey, please, help us out just one last time. You won't have a house? Well, then I have this wonderful idea for you that will totally work. I've tried it out before, so it's been proven. Go out behind your house and there will be a doghouse, right? How about you go live and eat in there for the time being? Thanks for what you did a little bit ago, Grant. Because of that, I didn't have to end up being beaten to a pulp.
Nah, don't worry about it. As a man, it was my job to keep a scary dude like that out of the house. And as your husband, really, I did that because for a very long time ago, I've done nothing husband-like for you.
Yeah, that's true. But you're not really my husband anymore. Instead, my ex-husband, right?
That's right. Ren, I'm so sorry about everything that's happened to you. And this past month after you were forced to leave the house and I couldn't be around you, I started to realize all of my wrongs, especially those surrounding my terrible behavior.
It's a bit too late for you to realize all of that, though, right? But you knowing now that you were in the wrong is a good thing. Now, with a new understanding and how not to act as a husband and a man, go ahead and put them to work in this next chapter of your life.
So you're really not wanting to get back together, huh?
Huh? You know very well that I'm never taking you back. The fact that I'm getting a settlement from you should be proof of that.
What? That's a joke, right? If you could just give me one more chance is all.
I will never have anything to do with you ever again, Grant. If I were to let you be my husband again, you'd be asking me to pay 80% of the rent again, right? After that, both Ruth and her husband were no longer able to pay the rent on the house they were in, having lost Grant, and from there had to start living without a house. Ruth was sending me text after text asking for help, but I did everything I could to ignore all the notifications. Grant told me that he'd also be ignoring both his mom and dad, and would never help either of them out anymore. Eventually, that led to Ruth and her husband having to leave the city we were in. And as of right now, nobody really knows where they went or what they're doing. And as for all those texts Ruth would be sending me before, they've completely stopped coming. The only person I'm still texting with from that family is Grant, and only to make sure that the settlement money makes it to me. He's still been trying a few times to ask if I still don't want him back, and like always, I'm letting him know that it's never going to happen. I think he should just be happy that he had the chance to escape from those awful parents and can now start living by himself. He should learn like I have that there are a lot of great things about living on your own again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.